You ready?
I'm double, I'm triple ready. I'm ready to go. My forehead might be a little shiny, but I'm ready.
My head might be a little on the glistening tip, but I'm ready. NERDSoul. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of On Screen. Today, I am joined to my right, or diagonal front,
Diagonal front.
by the one, the only, Jason Reeves.
Hey.
Man, we're here. He's representing 133Art.
All day.
Also, he has been contributing to the NERDSoul website with fun hot takes.
Hot takes. We're trying to figure out a name for it.
Yeah.
Somebody said Reeves Rants, but
yeah, we'll figure that out.
I don't know. Yeah.
But we'll do some shout outs later. Right now, we're going to be getting into the season 1 review of Watchmen. Yes.
The
Watchmen.
giant. The
The
blue giant.
the breakout hit of this year.
Right.
Did not expect it
Nope.
at all. How did you feel after seeing the final episode?
Man, it was, I described it online as like electric. Like that show invigorates you, right? It's like burning vigor. if I could go back to Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that episode I was like floored, man, like totally wild.
Yeah, man. So much happened in the course of 8 episodes, right? Was it 8?
9.
9 episodes. And I don't think they missed a beat with any of the acting, any of the writing. The dialogue was sharp. You know, the chemistry between actors was sharp. And this show was strangely one of the blackest shows without particularly being a black show.
I think that's one of the biggest parts of the unexpectedness was how black it was, like how black AF it was. Like Sister Knight,
is
the main character.
Yes,
Sister Knight, right? Blackity black. They could have just called her Blackity Black.
I remember when they announced the show, and I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, I'm cool.
I like Watchmen, so I was good on it. I was like, whatever they do, I'm gonna watch.
Well, I felt like the movie did enough. I was like, the movie did enough. Whatever, don't need no more.
A lot of people didn't like the movie.
Well, see, I thought the movie was fine.
I love it.
At the same time, I had not read the graphic novel before seeing the movie. So a lot of people might have been tainted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might have been like, I like you know how the book people be like, I like the book. And then the movie people like the movie. You know what I'm saying? So I thought the movie was cool. But I was like, there's nowhere else to go. You're fine. I was wrong.
There's more.
I was wrong.
Right.
Man, that first episode, they let you know from the jump they're not playing. And it's not a gimmick because they follow it through from Tulsa to being in New York in the 20s or whenever they were, you know, to being in Saigon. To being in Saigon, they let you know kind of where your place was as a black person throughout time and throughout place on this show, and the societal response to blackness in general.
Totally.
Whether it's from the elementary school when she was talking to the kids, and that kid was like, "Did you get referdations?" You know what I'm saying? It's like the anger about reparations or referdations, the anger towards the police, the anger, towards black people, especially in Tulsa,
they went as
7K,
They went as far as to reference the Viet Cong letters to the black soldiers, telling them, "Don't fight for the white man, go home." Like that's crazy intricate almost inside baseball historical stuff about the black experience that they are throwing in there.
Because that was done and a couple of times throughout history where, you know, they were like, look, black man, this ain't your fight.
Right.
And in all honesty, it won't our fight. But we were fighting to be seen in our own country.
Right.
So we thought, hey, if I go out there and lay my life down, they'll finally see me as someone who's part of this country.
Right. Like,
wrong.
I'm willing to contribute. I'm willing to do I'm willing to go as far as, you know, the white man is willing to go. So they'll respect me for that.
Yeah. No. One thing that I love about this season is you see Will Reeves' past. And
That's my favorite episode of television in general, in history.
That was
historical.
It was tough to find out who his wife was and how that played out, and to find out, you know, the guy is coming around, you know, welcome to the police, police, walks past him, and then the black dude gives him just all these small things that have happened in history that
illustrating microaggressions.
Damon is not black.
Nope.
But Damon definitely made sure this was done right. I got to give him this.
Damon has an ethnically diverse writers room, right? Like, I was reading about it online.
Know about this.
Right. I think 4 people in the writers room, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 4 people in the writers room were white.
Okay.
The rest were other ethnicities.
Okay.
And there's a good bit of them that were black. And I think specifically black women. So,
and which, you know, the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we'll get there. Will Reeves' part, I think, illustrates very well. We were talking on the phone where it did throw me the love scene, but I like it because I think it perfectly illustrates. You can give your mind, you can give your body, you can give your service, you can give everything you want to this white man, and you will not get anything in return.
Right.
I mean, dude had a very, but with Cyclops was a real thing. It wasn't like, it was like, this is real.
Right. And he could verify it, though. He
had documents.
Right. He was investigating it, and he was a police officer.
Yeah.
So he had those skills.
Yeah.
It's not like he just said, there's a bunch of white people gathering up in my town.
Yeah.
And you know, they're in a warehouse somewhere. Like, he wasn't crazy.
Nah.
He wasn't Charlie pointing at the map. He was like, he had a file on these people.
Yeah, he was
had interacted with some of them physically. So he knew what a Cyclops was, and he could verify it to Captain Metropolis, but Captain Metropolis didn't care about that.
Yeah, he wasn't, because this led me to believe that Captain Metropolis knew on some level that it was real, but he was like, I ain't messing with that. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to fight that fight.
I don't get the sense that it was subconscious at all.
Ooh, okay.
I think he knew that. He's a superhero, so he knows that there's organizations.
True. Yeah.
Plot like in a more intimate way that a person like civilians like you or me would know. Yeah. Right. He's a superhero, so they're out there fighting Moloch. Yeah. Moloch is a super villain with mental powers and
so they definitely are more, I guess, more up on what's going on in the darkness than we are.
They're a secret society. They know about secret society.
True. Yeah, you're right.
So
even though they're good guys, guys.
Even when he told him about Cyclops, I didn't get the sense that he didn't believe him. I just got the sense that he was like,
that ain't my fight.
Right, that's not my fight. We don't deal with the Negro coming up problem. That's not what we do.
We're not interested in that.
Right. We punch villains.
Especially since we're playing you off as a white man.
Exactly.
Another thing that I really dug in this was just how well they kind of like pushed forward the season in what our perception was. You see these trailers, you see Don Johnson.
Right.
You're like, oh, Crockett's going to be in this.
Crockett.
No, he ain't.
Wait, what I like, let me divert for 2 seconds on the Don Johnson second act. He's played Big Daddy twice now.
Wow, yeah, he has.
Which is totally fine, because he's hilarious both times.
Hey, just watch yourself. All right.
I love
This is your second time playing it.
Big Daddy, you want me to treat him like a white man? No. But Don Johnson is in his second act. I've seen him in a couple other things too, and he's been doing amazing. Like props to Don Johnson.
And you broke down something to me. You can like tell us some more, but the whole thing about how well they illustrate the layers of like white nationalism, racism, and stuff through him, because like his relationship with Regina, with Angela, with Angela in this was so tight. You know what I'm saying? You would have thought that they were like surrogate father and daughter kind of thing.
It's a insidious complexity, right? Like the hate and the need to like oppress and the need to keep white supremacy alive is that deep, right? That you will break bread with the people you hate. You will share memories and life events with them. Yeah. Like they're gonna plays and stuff. Like she see him with the cocaine on his nose and she's like, a little, take care of it. Like, so to me that indicates I know that he
close relationship.
Right, I know that he does coke, and I'm like, we're around the kids, chill, you my homie. Like he was sort of I think after the White Knight, he ingrained himself with her to become her mentor, her father figure, and one of her best friends. Like that's insidious.
Deep on a whole nother level.
Right.
And it, like you said, she would lay down her life for him. Like even to the point where when she found the KKK outfit, she didn't blow a spot up. She actually held it, hid it.
Right.
So it's just interesting how tight the relationship was.
There's a part of her that was like, is this real? Like she at first she thought that that Will put it in there.
Yeah.
She asked him like, why did you put that in there? Like this dude and that the way that Judd sort of dug his way into her heart, and then only for it to be a part of a big conspiracy is just heartbreaking, man. Like, and then but it also speaks to real life, like your coworkers, the people who you eat birthday cake with. Like
they're smiling, laughing. They were singing along together.
They're going to Black Oklahoma.
Yeah, going to Black Oklahoma.
Like those people sometimes, not all the time. I don't want to sound like everybody's out to get black people or minorities or whatever. But
this perfectly illustrates the ones that are.
Right. It illustrates those instances in history and personal instances that we might have in our lives where we thought this person was down.
Yeah, we thought this person was so cool. How could they? And it's like, they were never cool.
Right. I thought
they
this
were
person
lying in wait for years.
Like I went to school with this cat and I thought we studied together and whatnot. How could he vote for Trump?
Yeah. It's like, this is how.
That's a very good illustration of it. Plotting your demise behind your back.
Yeah, man. I want to get into your boy Veidt. Veidt, who I thought was about to get a little too much of the finale for a second, because I was watching, I was like, I don't know if y'all know, but there's some serious stuff going on on Earth. I don't care about. But then I was like, I actually now I get. She wants to gloat in his face, and we got to show her getting him because she got a grandstand. And even though Lady Trieu was like, I don't need an audience, it's like, yes you do, yes you do, yes you do, because narcissism doesn't matter unless somebody can see it.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. And that was his reasoning to say that she needed to be stopped, right? He's like, I know path. Like
I need to be stopped.
Right, sort of, kind of like, I mean, you know, when you have one finger pointing at you, three pointing back. But I think I think he actually kind of did get a little too much of the finale, in my opinion. Like his sort of plan to like do the rain the frozen squids down on everybody. He kind of saved the day in his own way.
Yeah.
And I honestly like the idea. So when she first brings him back and he's in his grown-up attire, he's not dressed like a superhero anymore, because his daughter tells him, you need to dress like a grown man.
Look, dress like a regular person.
Right. Put some clothes on, Dad.
Now, come on. Dad, the glory days is over.
Right. So he's walking around and he's talking to the guy at the newspaper stand. And
Major Colvin. He gonna be Major Colvin forever, man. Major Colvin's like, you do birthdays or something.
Right. And he was like, what do you basically gauging him, who represents the public, on what happens to Veidt, and or what they think happened to Veidt.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, nobody care about Adrian Veidt.
And, like,
and I thought
went to the jungle or something, whatever.
I love that sentiment, because it was like almost a little bit of a wake up call for him. Like, you can do all this stuff, and you did all that in the past, but it doesn't matter to humans.
It matters in the course of human history, but it doesn't matter to humans.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not waking up like, whoo, good thing Veidt dropped that squid.
Right.
No, ain't nobody think about you.
Right. And you did it in such a way that was supposed to be what it was, but that plays back into the narcissism. You have to feel like somebody has some sort of gratitude, right? But I love that sentiment that it also was kind of like a subtext of like, Veidt represents the straight white male in that instance, right?
Yeah.
And he's the guy that's coming to save the world with the white man.
I saved everything, and
right. And
Robert Redford still doesn't answer my calls.
They don't even know, and I'm the guy, and I'm the rich, and all that. And for the newspaper stand guy to tell him, we not even thinking about you.
Ain't nobody think about you.
And that kind of reinforces Lady Trieu's sort of attitude about him. I thought that was really cool. Like I like the idea of that reversal where the white guy is not the super guy anymore. It's the it's the minority people who are saving the day and doing the things. And so his face at that moment is like,
that is beautiful.
Like, damn.
Like, man, I ain't got nothing.
But at the same time, if you're a true superhero, then you'll jump over that, which he did, to his credit. You'll jump over those ridiculous feelings of need to be acknowledged and save the day anyway.
Yeah, because he was like, all right, look, admittedly, I'm bad, but she crazy.
Right.
Okay. So look, let's kill her, and we can deal with whatever later. She crazy.
Ultimately, by the Lady Trieu, she's nutso narcissist kind of thing. I think they should have pushed that.
She definitely had a God complex.
She did have a God complex.
Ever since she showed up at the farmer's house, when she's like, I'm a trillionaire.
She did.
She always had to make. Whenever someone has to make sure that everyone knows that they're smart, that you got to be worried with those people. You gotta be whenever someone has to.
To do that.
Whenever someone has to prove that they're the smartest in the room, you got to be very worried about them.
I mean, but she is the smartest in the room at the same time.
But it's the need to prove it that like kind of messes you up.
Her debut was fire, though.
Her debut was fire.
And
she was like, "Look, I got a baby.
I hope everybody got.
I got a fresh baby for you, right
I hope everybody got that was the Kent farm.
Yeah, right? That was definitely.
Everybody got that, right?
Yeah, and
that was John and Martha.
We'll see what happens with that baby if they do anything.
I don't think the baby is the consequential part.
Oh, okay.
What fell from the sky was the consequential part.
Okay.
And I don't know if I don't remember if they spelled it out, but I think what fell from the sky was ore, and that ore was in the orb that she used to siphon.
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan's powers. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Now. Speaking about Veidt for a second, he makes this big statement to Trieu about I'm not giving you anything. When I made money and my parents left me money,
bootstraps.
Thank you. Let's talk about bootstraps for a second.
Another allegory for the white man's burden. When
you're in a position of Veidt or a position of anywhere. let's say middle to upper middle class and above, you didn't pull yourself up. Because let's say he got away with all the money, which he said. This is my argument. Well, the top quality education that you received before you threw away all that money, you still got it. All of the access that you had during your life up until that point, you still got it. The house, the home, the clothes, the car, all of that stuff. Growing up without stress, which many kids in the inner cities and underserved communities do.
Correct.
You never had to deal with.
Growing up without the microaggressions.
Also, money or not, you still had the name. You still had the name. That name will create opportunities and open doors for you. Your name itself opened doors in your relationships.
Credit.
That people knew you from knowing your father or your mother or whoever, still opened doors for you.
Right.
So getting rid of the money doesn't mean you started at zero. You still started at probably, let's say about 65, 70, because you had the name, you had the relationships, you had the education. The reason I say education, you had the credit. And the reason I say education, because like many things in this, at least in this country, education is a class issue. It always has been.
I'm going to go deeper.
All right.
I'm going to go deeper than that.
What you got, my brother?
Veidt's education, and this is comic inside baseball. Veidt's education is what led him to the Egyptian mythology, where he was able to go learn about Ozymandias and everything that frames his whole superhero identity.
Persona or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that he can catch a bullet with his teeth or with his hands or whatever.
Yeah.
All that stuff he learned in Egypt. So that's a part of his education.
Access to travel you would have never had.
So it's like,
as someone who was poor.
It's like if you became Superman before you got the cape and you was like, I'm already Superman. Like Superman he's already Ozymandias when he gives up the money.
Yeah. So with that said, Ozzy, I don't see where he thinks that like he's so great. But I'll leave him alone.
Well, I think to finish that off, that is another allegory, right? Like Donald Trump also thinks he's self-made.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I love when he said. What was the statement when he said something like, "My dad gave me a small loan of $1 million." But it's just funny because I'm like, yo, you were gifted a business. You were gifted a real estate business.
Yeah.
And the rumor in the background, there's been articles on that you and your siblings snaked a lot of money from your dad before his death anyway.
No doubt.
And you received a small loan of $1 million.
A loan from your dad.
If you could, I have a Patreon. Please, just a small loan of $1 million.
Saying, give the brother $1 million, yo.
A small loan. If you need, just contact.
And then I'll pull myself up by my bootstraps.
Yeah, I'll pull my own self up.
Right.
Hit me up on PayPal or something. Just a small loan.
PayPal me. Yes, 133art.com. A small loan of $1 million.
Small loan.
We gonna get them bootstraps right.
It's a pittance.
I'm gonna have thigh highs on.
So your girl, we got to talk about Agent. Dad, I can't think of her last name.
Oh
now.
Man. You mean Silk Spectre?
Silk Spectre. Yeah, I was about to say Agent Spectre, but I can't remember her real last name. But Agent Spectre.
It's interesting to pronounce. Jeremy Irons pronounces it really good.
Yeah, but the thing I love about her character is what she thinks is so great about her, what she like puffs herself up about is exactly what got her kidnapped.
Because she's
Because
been
I gotta
to the
come and
puppet
prove
show
to you that I solved the case.
Right.
You don't need to do that. You should have showed up with cops and everybody and back up. But no, I have to come in. I've caught you. That's what you get. That's why you in the chair.
That's what my girl was like. So what? I'm supposed to tell you my secret plan? I mean, what part are we at?
Yo, but at first I was wondering. I was like, did she not know? And then I was like, she was married to this dude. Ain't no way she ain't know.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, and then with the great acting from that young lady, I don't know her name, but when you saw her face change to like, girl, yeah, we've been doing this, and it's too late. You can't stop us.
What I love about that scene, so
she was like, you can't stop us.
So Silk Spectre's whole thing is, I've been to the puppet show. I've seen the strings.
Yep.
I'm over this superhero stuff. I hunt them now. I can't believe another villain is coming up with a secret plan. Oh, I gotta go stop this.
Yeah,
so
because only I can stop this.
Right. Because Sister Knight is caught up in whatever game she is, and I
love how Sister Knight was not impressed with her either. She was like, anyway.
Black woman wrote that.
Yeah,
gotta be.
Black woman wrote that.
Gotta be.
Thank you, black woman that wrote that. Because there are some. Oh God. There are some trying white women out there.
So Silk Spectre goes in and she runs her thing and she does her little attitude thing, and old girl is like, what do you expect me to do? She's like, what are you doing? She's like, look, we done here, man. You found me out. That's fine, whatever. And then it's sort of like a double reverse, because it's like the attitude is, we over this superhero thing. We don't do this monologuing kind of thing. And you're over this superhero thing. You don't punch me in the face and take me. You just take me to jail with your gun or whatever.
Yeah.
And she hits the trap door.
But the funny thing is,
she has a supervillain trap door in her living room.
But I love how it's so old, it don't work straight up. She was like, because the scene was like, I was like, dummy, get up.
But she's too cool. She's too cool, right? She was like, she over this.
Yo, the seat hit the hydraulic. She was like, oh. And I was like, dummy, get up. And I was like, hold on, is she trying to use a trap door? But imagine this, you get a trap door installed in like, say, 1981.
Right.
You never use it.
Right.
You never have to use it.
Right.
So it gets old. You haven't been oiling it. It's got rust on it. It's not going to work the first try. She had to hit the joint 3 times for it to drop
Jamie Lee Curtis made that trap door that visual to work.
Yeah, so straight to the bottom.
Goodbye, Michael.
Oh, man. And then, so I love her character because of how she got down. And it's just weird to see how proud of herself she is that I hunt heroes now. It's like, but you used to do this. Are you going to serve time for what you did? Or like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, are you going to serve time for what you did?
If I'm Veidt,
or it don't matter no more.
I'm like, you knew too.
Yeah, because even at the end, he like, so what you going to get the president?
Take me to jail. You take the president to jail? She's like, yeah, it's a start. I'm like, then you got to go too.
Yeah, you got to go too. A whole bunch of people in Congress or military or whatever, a lot of people got to go to jail.
I'll tell you one thing. If I'm Veidt, I ain't going to jail.
Look, if I'm Veidt, I'm going to be like Nino Brown up in court. I'm going to be like,
bigger than Adrian Veidt.
Bigger than Adrian Veidt.
Ain't none of us got a poppy field.
I wasn't born. Well, hold up. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. But I did not use that silver spoon when my parents died.
Straight up. I gave it all away.
Pulled
myself up by my bootstraps.
And got my own Antarctica space on my own.
Ooh, that Miss Hawkins. That's it right there.
And then when Lady Trieu went and asked them for what, like $42 billion or whatever?
Like that, yeah.
I was like, yo, I don't even know if I could, like my grandma would say, fix my mouth to ask her for $4,000. And I'd be like, hey, grandma, can I have $4,000? She'd be like, how in the world?
wait.
$42 billion.
But do your grandma have it, though?
Well, I don't know.
Because Veidt got it.
Well, yeah, he got it. He got it. See, grandma might be like, look. Well, now, grandma always got it. But grandma going to be like, how you gonna ask me for $4,000? Grandma, you got it, don't you?
My grandma ain't got it.
Grandma probably got it in the sneak, but ain't go because it's old people always got savings, son.
My
Old
grandma
people
ain't
stay with
liquid like
savings.
that, man.
Old people stay with savings. They got some money in another state in a safe deposit box you ain't never seen in some bank, and you be like, how long will you get all this money
Why
from?
they ain't never teach us how to do that? Because they ain't got no money in no special state.
Oh man, but like stuff like that in this show just makes it awesome, man.
Nah, man.
If you this has to be probably the breakout show of the year. Best show, easily the best show this year.
Yeah.
Man,
I really liked.
even Looking Glass, man, he
I
was
was gonna
dope.
say, I really like that was
Crazy
one of my
dope.
Looking Glass episode was one of my favorite episodes. For the people who were complaining that it's not Watchmen, it's just not Watchmen. That's bull, man.
Well, you're
That-
right. It's not
that
Watchmen. This
show-
is the world after Watchmen. This is what has happened due to them and people of their ilk.
Yeah, but
This is what happens to the world
The
after.
tone of the show is totally Watchmen.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
tense.
yeah.
There's the tension of what is this group gonna do, and for a long time you don't know that it's Cyclops.
No.
They seed Cyclops, but you're not sure
'Cause you think
you're
7K
thinking
is a brand new
right.
organization.
You're thinking 7K. You're thinking Rorschach. You're thinking that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
when they get to it, and when they bring it back around, which is just just what Watchmen does, then you're like, oh yeah, it makes total sense that it's Cyclops.
Cyclops just probably needed a new organization because the spot been blown.
White supremacy rebrand.
So they needed
Nazism always rebrand.
Yeah, so they needed a new name because spot been blown for Cyclops, especially with setting the thing on fire. Will Reeves did and all that.
Right.
So they had to come up with a new name.
Right.
But it's still the same people, and I love how Lady Trieu comes up and she's like, yo, where's Senator such and such? She's like, hold up, did he go in there? She's like, oh, no, he didn't go in there, did he?
Oh man, the jokes in the show was awesome too. Like,
Yeah.
What my man said to was today, he's like, why are you wearing those stupid panties?
Yeah.
He's like, look, I'm gonna be the most omnipotent being in the
I don't
universe.
need to be putting my stuff
I
out.
don't need to swing my thing around. Like,
It's overkill. Ain't no need to do that.
Perfect, just so good. Like,
Yo,
that's one of the things that Watchmen, the Watchmen doesn't necessarily have. It doesn't necessarily have like that bathos, that kind of inside baseball jokes.
Yeah, there were
characters
definitely
taking
some moments
themselves.
in there where it was like, oh, this is kind of funny, but this is a
Right.
serious situation. But Looking Glass, how they came to kill him, and we see, even though it happened off camera, I wish we could have saw it on camera, but then
nice.
it messes up the reveal
The
for
reveal
later.
later.
But him coming up and being like, all right, look, just don't look at me. I say don't look at me, and he was like, look, I don't know, just stay ready.
Right.
I'll try to
We'll
get us out of here. Because he's like, I'm in the belly of the beast right now.
But
I got you.
his whole life has been kind of thrown
Paranoia.
around, right?
Yeah.
Like his episode is about him first
Being super religious.
super religious, but then ultimately his whole life is affected by that psychic wave
Yep.
that Veidt gave off with the squid, and then
Which is interesting still that some people died, some people didn't.
it was closer you are, you die.
Yeah. But there were, people even I guess they were at Coney Island, people there that were alive and people that weren't.
But he
You know
didn't
what I mean?
catch that wave though, because he was
Oh
indoors.
yeah, he was in the you're right.
But the psychic wave killed people too, I think.
True.
But that ingrained fear of that event led his entire life, even to the point where his wife divorced him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's such good playing around with the first Watchmen, with the story that happened there. That's such
Yeah.
good playing around with that, expounding on what happened to the people who were affected, who were there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really a good PTSD kind of episode. And then with him kind of being, then when he finds out, he's like what? And he turns in Sister Night because his whole life is just thrown around. He's just like, I don't even.
Yeah, and her taking all those pills right before,
that
was crazy.
Nostalgia is also from the book.
Yeah, nostalgia.
I did not think they were going to use it.
That's
who created nostalgia?
Issue that's crazy.
Veidt.
Yeah, Veidt.
Yeah,
so
Veidt's
that
company.
is just crazy. But I think in here they changed it and made it seem like Trieu did it. I think
Trieu. I think she improved it.
Yeah, probably. So
actually, nostalgia was a cologne in Veidt's era.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She turned it into some kind of psychotropic drug kind of thing.
This show is amazing.
Yeah.
If you were to say, because I'm gonna go out and say this. I don't know if you'll feel this way.
Okay.
Right at the end, but Watchmen, top 5 show of the decade. At least top 5. Without even going through and looking.
I didn't
top
have to
5
think
show.
about it.
Even for one season, top 5.
I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, easy.
Agreed.
Acting, directing, the creative way they did flashbacks.
We didn't even talk about the Dr. Manhattan episode.
Whoo! Yes.
Where he and Angela fall in love, which is supposedly not even possible for a person like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. Where okay. All right, yeah. Let's end on this. Dr. Manhattan is black. Sort of. Cuz I guess if you were to
eventually
sort of, because I guess if you were to ask if Dr. Manhattan were real and we were to ask him right here, he'd be like, well, I'm not anything. I'm kind of like whatever I want to be.
Right. He would say like he's whatever his molecular makeup.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He would be like, because he doesn't really have a concept of.
He would say
of physical appearance anymore.
Right.
I could appear as a hamster if I wanted.
Well, that's what he told her. Like, I could be whatever you want. Like, and he was basically like, I am what my makeup is. Whatever I choose my makeup to be, that's what I am.
Yeah.
So.
And showing that he was able to look, the way he experiences time, and I've had deeper conversations, the way he experiences time is similar to the way I would think that God experiences time. Where it's like, he's able to see everything at once. Where he's like, oh, there's the past and there's the future. And there's, but he was smart enough to be like, okay, check it. Let me get with Angela's granddad and set this stuff because 7K is going to catch me. But if I could tip him off, Lady Trieu will take care of them. Then, between all this stuff, Veidt will be back. I can send them off because he had to see that before he took the ring. So he was probably like, let me orchestrate this because he probably said, okay, 7K gonna catch me, but if I throw this in motion, Lady Trieu will be there, screw them up, and then I only have her to deal with. Where Veidt will take care of that because his hatred for her. And all that, and then I'll still technically win because I will have died on my own terms.
Right.
And honestly, what does death look like to him? I mean, I know he experienced pain, but would it just be like, oh well, I'm just going to sleep? Because it's not like it's not like human anymore.
When people say energy never dies, it's only transferred. I mean, he's literally energy. So, I mean, I feel like there's a little
Spectrum. Spectrum, she can control energy.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, what Spectrum. I think she can just control energy.
Like, can manipulate and filter it.
Yeah, I don't think she is energy though.
Right.
Yeah.
She has a mind. You know what I'm saying? Like she started out human, and then she obtained these powers. So I don't think I think she can turn into energy or an energy form. Yeah, it's weird. I think Dr. Manhattan protests too much about his not being able to control the future.
Yeah.
I think there's a little intention, like you're saying, going on in there. Like, I feel like he is he's less devoid than he always says he is.
Yeah.
I think there's some intentions going on in there that makes him, like, in order to walk into that bar yeah, you know it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen because it happens. But you want to walk in.
Yeah,
that
you
bar.
want to
There's
walk in that
some
bar.
part of you, maybe the human part that's left,
Yeah.
wants to walk into that
Yeah,
bar.
because you're still someone who has turned like Swamp Thing. You were a man at one time,
Right.
and so there's a part of you that probably still wants a connection. You know what I'm saying? A man cannot live on bread alone. So
Right.
it's like no man is an island. So it's like he wants a companion, someone to relate to.
I mean, he was able to fall
someone
in love.
to love.
He was able to fall in love. And I wasn't, before I saw the episode, I wasn't convinced that they could make Dr. Manhattan realistically fall in love with anybody. Because, I mean, he was with Jenny, and then he was with Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
And he didn't fall in love with them.
Nah, it was just,
It takes a black woman. But,
sister. And he changed for a sister.
right. But what I like about it is that when what made him fall in love with her happened way almost after their relationship was over, when she was like, I'm going to defend you at all costs, you know? And he was like, this is the moment. This is when I fell in love with you. And he knew it back then. So I still feel like there's a little intention going on there because he knows that it's easier for him to walk into the bar and sort of mac on her. Because he kind of had his mac on too.
He put a little game on.
He had his game on right there.
But the reason I wanted
in a way that he didn't have in the comic book, I'll tell you that. I don't know who wrote that.
But the thing that I like here is it circles back with that egg thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because what seemed to be a throwaway gesture circles back and Lou shouts to Lou Gossett. Shouts to Lou Gossett.
He did his thing.
You know what I'm saying? When he was like, he said you'll know when it's time. And he was like, it ain't time.
Right.
But when she saw that egg, before they even did the flashback, I was like, his powers. Oh, snap.
Yep.
I was like, because whenever they made that crack or the goo came from the senator, he was probably like, here's my chance.
Right.
Ain't none of y'all gonna get what y'all want. I'm gonna die on my own terms. And I'm gonna make sure my most trusted person has the ability to do whatever. Save people, fix stuff, whatever.
Right, whatever.
And speaking of fix stuff, on Lady Trieu, whenever someone says they're gonna fix the world, be wary. be very wary of those.
I'm still not convinced that she wasn't going to do good things. But at the same time, I will say the argument for her being a narcissist that was just going to go crazy is valid because, I mean, she was a trillionaire. She didn't
I think it was going to be one of those things where she would start to fix stuff, but if she was not being worshipped,
then
I think it could easily turn into some very dark stuff.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Like, because she wants to be praised. She wants to be seen. She wants to be acknowledged for it.
I think so. But, I mean, working in the shadows all those years and doing all that. I mean, was she an activist with her trillions of dollars that she amassed on her own?
Not really.
I'm going to have to do a second watch to see if there's any evidence.
It didn't seem like she really was.
To that.
But it didn't seem like she really was.
But I mean, okay, fine. I hesitate to take Veidt's word because of course Veidt would say she's crazy.
Well, I mean, Veidt
because she bested him essentially.
Just because Veidt is right doesn't mean that he's a good guy.
Nah, right.
Like Lex Luthor can be right.
Right. I'm just saying people believed him immediately. Even Silk Spectre with all her, I'm over this. She's like, I guess we gotta save the town. Come on, let's do something. She turned into a superhero again at the end.
Because she's like, we gotta save the world. This shit crazy.
Right. So
shit crazy.
So,
but she did kill all of the circle. Cyclops and stuff.
I'm so mad that Cyclops was like, "Just kill us already."
Well, I mean, I think they knew that they were beat. They knew.
I'm saying the attitude didn't warrant a fast death. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Like the bloodthirsty part of me is like torture them.
Yeah. Like if they would have been burned slow.
Exactly.
But that just splat was
my
just
thing
like,
for it was what you talking about? Kill you. I've already spiked your drinks. your bowels are dissolving as we speak,
like,
and then they just
and then like blood coming out of the mouth or something like
something hurtful.
something painful.
Something scary and slow.
But with that said, love the show, man.
No, easily top 5 of the decade.
Yes. So before we get out of here, any shout outs?
Shout outs to like the show, or shout outs to people?
People, show, folks you know.
Oh man. Shout out to my team. We're about to do a Kickstarter on January 8th. Changa and the Jade Obelisk. Sword and Soul, Black Sorcery, Black Adventure book. Shout out to my team, Milton Davis, Robert Jeffrey, Matteo Illuminati, Loris Ravina. Hit us up or look for Changa and the Jade Obelisk on Kickstarter January 8th. New comic from MV Media and 133Art.
What up? And guys, of course, big shout out to Thought Crimes, Enrique Carrion, Tim I for supporting on Patreon. The largest supporter now, Panda. Yo, thank you for supporting. Also, big shout out to Thought Crimes in general.
Thought Crimes. Shout out.
Thought Crimes.
That's my folks. That's my folks right there.
Blurdish, Blurred Girl out there doing their thing.
Shout out.
Big shout out to y'all. Chuck Collins, who's super ill.
Bounce.
You know what I'm saying? Bounce. You know what? I can't even do that. You see what you did? You know who you are. You know. Anyway, guys, NERD SOUL. Keep the conversation going down low. And we got other videos on the channel you can check out. We got this Mandalorian Season 1. We got a whole bunch of stuff for the end of the year. Right. My brother saying that Avengers Endgame was trash.
Whoa.
Bunch of weird stuff happens.
Who said that?
My little brother said it was trash, man. I don't know.
Even I wouldn't go that far.
But from us to you, we're saying thanks for watching and peace.
Peace.